All right, today we're going to decode something truly extraordinary. We're looking at civilizations that didn't just build monuments out of stone, they built entire empires out of systems. We're talking about systems for power, discipline, and mastery that have been hiding right under our noses this whole time.
So, I want you to think about something for a second. What if the most effective, most powerful frameworks for actually achieving success weren't cooked up in some modern boardroom or a Silicon Valley garage?
And what if they were actually perfected by ancient civilizations, and we've just been dismissing them as myths and legends? This isn't just some fun theory. It's a hidden history we're about to unlock.
Okay, let's get one thing straight right off the bat. We are not talking about spirituality here. This isn't about magic or mysticism. We're talking about something way more powerful and way more practical.
No, this is lost knowledge, and it's being rediscovered and proven right now by neuroscience, by psychology, by systems theory. Today, we're decoding how this ancient wisdom is still the key to success and how you can actually use it.
All right, so the first piece of this ancient puzzle is what you can think of as the operating system. This is the mental framework, the core logic that drove all their decision-making.
So, let's look at the Sumerians, one of the first civilizations, right? Their entire society was built on this concept they called ME. Now, ME wasn't about gods or spells. These were fundamental operating laws for everything, from how to be a leader to how to be a craftsman. Today, we'd call this systems thinking, or using mental models.
And this right here, this is the logic that built empires. It's so simple, it's brilliant. See, the most successful people, then and now, don't necessarily think harder, they think simpler. They run on preset rules. If this happens, I do this. No emotion, no hesitation, just action. That's how you run things.
But that's only half of their OS. The other part? Pattern recognition. Ancient cultures looked at things like sacred geometry, not just as pretty art, but as a map to the hidden patterns of the universe. And that's the key, isn't it? The people who really win aren't just the ones working the hardest, they're the ones who see the patterns first.
Okay, let's keep building. You've got the operating system, but you still need an engine to actually make it go. This next part is all about creating that consistent, unstoppable momentum from the inside out.
Let's jump over to ancient Egypt. They lived by this single powerful idea, Ma'at. It basically means truth, balance, and order. If a pharaoh ruled against Ma'at, they'd lose everything. You know what modern psychology calls this? Internal coherence. It's when your identity, your habits, and your goals are all pulling in the same direction.
And this is what happens when you're not aligned. This is the cost. When your brain is literally fighting itself, this is where all your energy goes. It's the real reason behind burnout, procrastination, and inconsistency. Real power doesn't come from just trying to be more motivated. It comes from having less inner conflict.
So how did they make this alignment automatic? Rituals. And trust me, these weren't some mystical ceremonies, they were basically neurological hacks. When you do the same action, in the same place, at the same time, over and over, you create what neuroscience now calls a habit loop. Rituals literally turn discipline into automatic behavior.
Okay, we've got the OS, we've got the engine. Time for the strategy. And for these ancient masters, the ultimate strategy was mastering time itself.
You know how everyone talks about the Mayans predicting the end of the world? That's not what they were doing. They were mastering time. They planned in cycles that spanned entire generations. This is the ancient blueprint for what we now call compounding effects and long-term vision.
And really, it all comes down to this. This is the fundamental difference. Most people fail because their vision is stuck in the short term. They're thinking in days or weeks. But the masters, both ancient and modern, they achieve greatness because they think in years, decades, even generations. This brings us to the foundation of the entire system. And honestly, this part might flip everything you think you know on its head. It's the idea that true, unbreakable strength is never found in comfort. It's forged in hardship.
Think about it. Every single ancient culture had some kind of intense trial or initiation rite, right? Well, there was a reason for that, and it's pure science. Modern biology has a word for it, hormesis. It's the principle that controlled, small doses of stress actually create resilience and make you stronger. And here's the cool part. This isn't some lost art. You can do this today. It's about what we might call voluntary hardship. Things like taking a cold shower, practicing intentional silence, doing hard physical work, and yeah, even having those difficult conversations you've been avoiding. These are the tools that build real resilience. Because at the end of the day, they understood a fundamental truth.
Confidence isn't something you can just tell yourself you have. It's something you earn. It's built brick by brick with the evidence that you've overcome hard things.
So after decoding all these different ancient principles, we can finally put them all together. We can now see the complete system, the full formula for mastery that they all understood. So here it is, the ancient formula for mastery, step by step. It starts with clear mental laws. That's your operating system. It's powered by internal alignment, your engine. It's guided by thinking in long-term cycles, your strategy. And it's executed through automated habits. All of it is sharpened by pattern recognition, your radar for opportunity. And the entire structure is built on a foundation of voluntary hardship. And that's the big takeaway here. What we've really uncovered isn't some mystical secret. It's a deep, profound understanding of how human beings actually work. This is human nature, completely and totally mastered.
Which leads to a pretty sobering conclusion, actually. This knowledge was never really lost. It was just ignored. Ignored because it takes discipline, it takes consistency, and it takes time.
So, look, the real question isn't what they knew, it's what you're going to do with this knowledge. All the systems are right there, waiting to be rebuilt. The only real question is, which one are you going to start with?
Please subscribe to Brain Mechanics for new updates.